Previously, Rain, a Tamer, was expelled from hero Ariel's party for his perceived weakness and being a burden. Determined to prove himself, Rain embarks on an adventure and encounters Canaid, a girl from one of the strongest races. Moved by Rain's kindness, Canaid forms a spirit contract with him, granting Rain her physical abilities. Later, during a guild quest, Rain meets Tanya, a dragon and another member of a powerful race. Rain successfully tames Tanya and gains her magical powers. Together, they continue their journey. Fate reunites them with hero Ariel's party, who seek Rain's assistance in navigating the enchanted forest and retrieving the crucial shield of truth needed to defeat the Demon King. However, instead of gratitude, the party blames Rain for wasting their time. Tanya and Canaid can't tolerate this injustice and demand an apology, compelling the entire party to kneel before Rain. Ariel orders Rain to watch over his companions, while Ariel insults Tanya and Canaid. Rain swiftly retaliates, delivering a powerful punch that leaves the party stunned. Rain warns them of the consequences for disrespecting the girls. Ariel proposes a battle between the two parties to settle the dispute and determine who holds the authority to teach. An epic showdown awaits, where valuable lessons will be learned. In the duel, Tanya faces off against the party's magician and priest, while Rain confronts Ariel. Canaid, on the other hand, takes on Agath, the bald and strong warrior. Agath underestimates Canaid, a slim girl, and quickly pays the price for his arrogance as Canaid launches relentless attacks. With a combination of speed and power, Canaid keeps Agath suppressed, leaving him no room to retaliate. However, feeling humiliated, Agath launches a counterattack as Canaid momentarily pauses her assault. To Agath's surprise, Canaid effortlessly blocks his powerful strikes. Determined to win, Agath decides to unleash his full strength, having previously held back at 80%. But Canaid's next words strike fear into Agath's heart. She reveals that she has only used 20% of her true strength, shattering Agath's confidence completely. Overwhelmed with fear, Agath fails to even defend himself and is kicked by Canaid, falling into a comatose state. Meanwhile, on Tanya's battlefield, the priest Mina and magician Leanne unleash their attacks alongside auxiliary magic. Yet, Tanya effortlessly nullifies their confident assaults with a simple snap of her fingers. Utilizing her advanced magical skills, Tanya analyzes the elemental composition of the enemy's spells, countering them with precise restraint. Mina and Leanne refuse to admit defeat and continue their onslaught, but Tanya remains composed. With another snap of her fingers, Tanya disperses all of their attacks, draining their magical energy in the process. Holding the upper hand, Tanya decides to defeat her opponents decisively, using her absolute advantage to assist Rain in seeking revenge. As Tanya prepares to unleash her most powerful spell, the sky darkens under the influence of her magic. Suddenly, dazzling lights pierce through the clouds, and an array of magic symbols fills the sky. Mina and Leanne, who were once proud, are now terrified, trembling in fear. Recognizing the impending danger, they quickly beg for mercy and apologize to Tanya, who halts her spellcasting just in time. This kind-hearted dragon girl doesn't seek to harm anyone, she merely wants to frighten the arrogant Mina and Leanne on behalf of Rain. In the end, Tanya emerges victorious, following in Canaid's footsteps. Now, only Ariel and Rain remain to face each other in a duel. Ariel remains foolishly ignorant, still underestimating Rain as a weak beast tamer. Little does he know that Rain has acquired the additional skills of the cat tribe, making his attributes on par with the hero Ariel. With his rigorous training, Rain's combat abilities have grown significantly. Furthermore, Rain's attentiveness sets him apart. He has carefully observed the fighting patterns of his companions, giving him insight into Ariel's swordplay. Determined not to lose, Ariel resorts to magic as a hero. Ariel excels in both physical and magical attacks. However, Rain's low-level magic cancels out Ariel's high-level magic, thanks to the physical boost from Canaid and the additional magical attributes granted by Tanya. Just as Ariel prepares to launch a new attack, he suddenly finds himself paralyzed and unable to move. Unbeknownst to Ariel, Rain had controlled a nearby bee to deliver a paralyzing toxin during the fight. Helpless, Ariel realizes defeat is inevitable and abandons his hero's pride, begging for mercy. The once mighty hero now stands as a defeated loser. Trampled under Rain's feet, Ariel and his party must accept their defeat. They kneel on the ground, acknowledging their loss and offering apologies. Rain releases his hatred and forgives them. They have all experienced the hardships of the enchanted forest, aware of the grave threat posed by the demon invasion. Rain agrees to Ariel's request to venture into the forest and retrieve the shield of truth for the battle against the Demon King. As they navigate through the dark forest, Rain cautions his two companions to remain vigilant. If not for Rain's reminder that innocent animals reside here, Tanya would have considered burning the entire forest. Rain and his companions discuss their plans for exploring the forest. This treasure hunt carries great risks, prompting Rain to maintain a cautious approach. He instructs his partners to be on guard while he transfers his soul into a bird, granting him a bird's-eye view for finding a way forward. During Rain's absence, Tanya and Canaid faithfully protect their master's body. After a while, Rain returns along with the nearby birds, ready to continue their journey. As they continue their journey, Rain's soul returns to his body, leading the way. However, something feels amiss. Although Rain had previously confirmed the route with the birds, they now find themselves lost. This anomaly raises Tanya's suspicion, prompting her to use magic to detect mana fluctuations in the forest. Through Tanya's reconnaissance, they discover the source of the problem. There is a large tree enveloped in illusionary magic, creating an illusion that hampers their vision and causes them to get lost repeatedly. Surrounding the tree is a vast, magical field. The simplest way to dispel the magic is to destroy the tree. Just as Kaned is about to deliver a powerful punch to the tree, a sound unexpectedly emanates from within. Sora, a fairy girl from one of the strongest races, similar to the cat and dragon races but with superior magical abilities, appears. The fairies had a conflict with humans 200 years ago, resulting in the destruction of the forest. Since then, they have hidden in seclusion, nurturing a deep resentment towards humans that has lasted for centuries. During the ensuing conversation between Rain and Sora, she refuses to listen to any explanations from him and prepares to attack directly, causing Rain and his comrades to retreat in fear. They gather to discuss their next course of action. Tanya believes that a peaceful resolution is impossible due to Sora's hostility towards humans. She suggests having Kaned destroy the tree while Sora is distracted. However, Rain decides to engage in a sincere conversation with Sora, much to the delight of Kaned and Tanya, who joined Rain's team because of his kindness. At this crucial negotiation moment, Sora still attempts to attack, but Rain remains calm and pleads with her not to harm his comrades. Rain hopes to dispel Sora's suspicions through his sincerity, a value he learned when he first became a tamer. Sora launches the first round of attacks, but the compassionate fairy skillfully avoids targeting any vital areas, merely grazing Rain's face. Rain's courage and sincerity begin to challenge Sora's perception of humans. However, the deep-seated animosity between fairies and humans still leaves Sora wary, leading her to launch a second round of attacks. Standing in front of Rain, Tanya and Kaned intervene, each sharing their knowledge about Rain to prove that he is a good person and that they have no intention of harming the fairies. It is the first time Sora encounters a cat and a dragon speaking up for a human and even shielding him with their bodies to protect him from harm. Sora hesitates for a moment and eventually decides to listen to Rain's intentions. After hearing Rain's explanation, Sora realizes that he and his comrades have entered the forest to retrieve the Shield of Truth, which is necessary to confront the Demon King. Sora reveals that she casts the illusionary magic to protect the territory of the fairies and prevent anyone from venturing deeper into the forest. Fortunately, the good news is that the Shield of Truth has always been kept by the fairies. Sora then employs teleportation magic to retrieve the shield and presents it to Rain. It turns out that the fairies and the previous hero had an agreement stating that when the human race needed to face the Demon King, the fairies would hand over the shield. As Rain observes Sora's deep anger and hatred towards the Demon King, he realizes there is more trouble brewing. Instead of rushing ahead after completing their task, Rain approaches Sora with gentle concern, inquiring about her difficulties. Sora initially remains silent, fearing for Rain's safety. It is only when Kaned reassures Sora of their team's strength that she summons the courage to reveal her troubles. Sora explains that she has a twin sister named Luna, and together they maintain the barrier protecting the fairies' realm, finding solace in each other's company. However, one fateful day, while they were out on an errand, they encountered the monstrous Shadow Knight. In an attempt to protect Sora, Luna was captured by the creature. Rain quickly analyzes the reason behind Sora's defeat. The Shadow Knight, despite being a relatively weak monster, possesses the unique ability of magical immunity. This means that the fairies, who excel in magic, are naturally restrained by its power. The Shadow Knight threatened Sora, demanding that she lower the barrier if she wished to save Luna. However, Sora was unwilling to endanger her comrades and thus fled back to the fairies' territory to seek help from the Elder. Unfortunately, the Elder of the Fairies was overly cautious and hesitated to send reinforcements to rescue Luna. Rain wipes away the tears streaming down Sora's face and promises to bring Luna back safely. In that moment, Sora throws herself into Rain's arms, crying with relief. Rain, accompanied by Kaned and Tanya, leads the way to the stronghold of the Shadow Knight. Rain takes the initiative, launching a fireball attack. However, the Shadow Knight proves immune to magic. Kaned then steps in, utilizing her cat-like instincts and relying on Rain's cover. With her innate strength, she gains the upper hand. Sensing their mission to rescue Luna, the Shadow Knight, consumed by rage, decides to kill her. But at the critical moment, Tanya blocks the fatal blow with her majestic dragon wings, saving Luna from certain death. Now, with Luna finally safe, Rain and Kaned set aside their worries and focus on fighting the Shadow Knight. Working together, they launch a relentless assault. However, the Shadow Knight boasts formidable defense and attack stats, causing significant destruction to the surrounding forest. Rain devises a new plan, taking control of the bees to disrupt the Shadow Knight's vision. Then, he casts a power-boosting spell on Kaned, causing a dazzling light to envelop her body. Kaned feels an immense surge of power coursing through her. With newfound strength, she delivers a powerful punch to the Shadow Knight, striking its abdomen. As Kaned's punch connects, countless red cracks appear all over the Shadow Knight's body, reducing it to dust. Intrigued by the power-boosting magic, Kanade asks Rain how he acquired it. Rain explains that it's a common magic he learned in his hometown but couldn't use until Tanya shared her magic power with him. Tanya adds that power-boosting magic is highly advanced and beyond the reach of ordinary individuals. At that moment, Luna regains consciousness, interrupting their conversation. Rain sends her back into the depths of the forest, where Sora and Luna joyfully reunite. During their interaction, Rain discovers that Sora and Luna are twin sisters with contrasting personalities. Sora is composed, while Luna enjoys joking around and quickly becomes friendly with Rain. The fairy sisters then broach a weighty subject. They express their disappointment with the fairies who refuse to save Luna, unsure of where else to turn. Rain cautions them to be cautious of humans and monsters outside, while Kanade, the cheerful cat girl, suggests that the twins join their team. Rain is concerned about the conflict between fairies and humans potentially causing trouble for Sora. However, his successful rescue mission has earned the complete trust of the two fairies, who agree to form a contract with Rain. Yet, Rain encounters another hurdle. The process of signing a contract with fairies differs from other races. He has never learned how to sign a contract with fairies. Kanade and Tanya believe in Rain's abilities as a skilled tamer and assure him that there must be a way to sign a contract with fairies, boosting his confidence. Rain then bites his finger, forming a magical symbol on his palm. He focuses intensely, determined not to disappoint the twins. Soon, Rain embarks on his first attempt, which surprisingly goes smoothly without any mishaps. In a single successful endeavor, Rain manages to sign a contract with both fairies, marking his first experience signing a contract with two beings simultaneously. Rain completes the task successfully, but it drains him of so much energy that he nearly faints. He hands over the Shield of Truth to the hero, Ariel, who doubts that a weak tamer like Rain could accomplish what he failed to do. Mina, a priest on Ariel's team, uses magic to identify the shield and is surprised to discover that Rain indeed obtained the Shield of Truth. Rain wants nothing to do with these people and intends to take the agreed-upon reward before leaving. However, Agath stops him. Against Ariel's objections, Agath insists on inviting Rain back to the team. Reluctantly, Mina and Leanne express their willingness to compromise and accept Rain, but their attitude irritates him. The hero's party is always arrogant and never apologizes for their past behavior. In the end, Rain declines Agath's invitation. What truly matters to him is not the fame and wealth that come from defeating the Demon King, but the company of his beloved and kind comrades. The rest of the team is upset with Rain, but Ariel's resentment goes further. He wants to kill Rain to satisfy his own ego and contempt. Unbeknownst to Rain, he has become the target of Ariel's wrath. As they talk in the shadow of a tree, they make a surprising discovery. In an ancient legend, the first hero infused the blood of gods into his body, ultimately defeating the Demon King and saving humanity. The key difference between heroes and ordinary people is that heroes have no limits when it comes to strengthening their powers. The more they discuss, the more they realize that Rain bears a striking resemblance to the heroes. Not only has he formed contracts with creatures from the strongest races, but his strength has repeatedly surpassed human limits. Kanade joins in the belief that if Rain signs contracts with a few more of the strongest creatures, he will be able to confront the Demon King's army head-on. Rain's comrades all agree that Ariel cannot shoulder the responsibility of dealing with the Demon King. Their advice sways Rain, and he contemplates the feasibility of facing the Demon King himself, which boosts the morale of his partners. However, a comical situation arises when they find themselves in a hotel with only one vacant room. Rain ends up sharing a room with the four girls, and their sleeping arrangements become quite casual. With his pair of fairy twins in the team, Rain must conceal their identities each day. The two fairy girls feel tense in the human city, fearing they may be treated as pets. However, their worries dissipate when they see Tanya and Kanade easily getting along with humans. The tension in their hearts gradually diminishes. Just then, several human children approach the fairy twins and view them as Rain's wives. The children's innocent nature contradicts the rumors among fairies about humans being wicked. The twins begin to believe that, aside from Rain, there are many good-hearted humans in the world. The group arrives at the town's finest weapons shop, managed by a dwarf named Gantz. Gantz gives off a disagreeable first impression, making the atmosphere tense during the weapon selection process. Only the cheerful fairy, Luna, remains full of energy. She suggests that Rain, as a tamer, should buy whips to tame animals and playfully fantasizes about them being whipped by Rain in a mischievous manner. As a result, Luna receives a stern lecture from her sister, Sora. During the weapon selection process, Rain notices that the weapons in the shop are stylish but not particularly practical. Just then, an adventurer arrives to purchase a weapon, flaunting his wealth. Gantz sells him a fancy long sword. After the adventurer leaves, Rain asks Gantz why the weapons in his shop prioritize fashion over practicality. Gantz chuckles upon hearing the question. He reveals that the weapons on display are merely ordinary creations, while the true gems are hidden away. People nowadays only seek the most expensive weapons without considering the compatibility between the weapon and the wielder. They often discard old weapons in favor of new ones that catch their eye. Gantz explains that he has countless calluses on his hands from years of crafting, and each forged weapon is like his own child. He cannot allow his intricate creations to be trampled upon. That's why he showcases ordinary weapons to test his guests, reserving the exceptional ones for knowledgeable adventurers like Rain. Curious, Gantz asks Rain how he manages to spot flaws in his weapons. Rain explains that as a tamer, he frequently observes animals, honing his keen observational skills. Gantz appreciates the special bond between them and decides to craft a customized weapon for Rain. However, a problem arises. The materials needed to forge the weapon are scarce. The issue lies in a legendary mine that has been in the Gantz family for generations. Suddenly, there is no more mithril ore. Usually, there would be a gradual depletion process for minerals, so Rain suspects that someone is stealing the mithril ore for their own purposes. To assist Gantz, Rain takes on the task of investigating the mithril mine. As Rain and his comrades head to the Adventurers Guild to report their mission, they learn that the hero Ariel is recruiting auxiliary personnel, attracting many individuals seeking fame and fortune. Rain remains composed and doesn't let his hatred consume him. At that moment, Natalie, the guild receptionist, becomes curious about the identity of the fairy twins. Playful Luna mischievously leads Natalie to believe that they are Rain's wives. Sensing the need to divert the topic, Rain hastily produces the task file. After reporting to the guild, Rain and his party set off for the mithril mine. The fairy twins excel in magic but have poor physical endurance, causing them to struggle when climbing the mountain along the way. They come across a lake where the girls decide to rest and play in the water. Kane begins undressing in front of Rain, startling him, and he quickly averts his gaze. While the girls bathe in the lake, Luna and Sora stare at Kane and Tanya, admiring their shapely figures and inquiring about their secrets to achieving plump bodies. Suddenly, Kane is attacked from behind, prompting Rain to rush over. However, it turns out to be a mere fish bite. Due to the mishap, Rain gets a bit flustered. He sincerely apologizes to the girls, but they have always had affection for Rain and are unperturbed. They resume their journey thereafter. True to Rain's suspicions, someone is indeed pilfering mithril from the mine. Tanya and Kanade easily overpower the two thieves. Rain cautions them to be vigilant as the birds in the sky seem unusually agitated upon their arrival. Rain suspects that a tamer controlling the birds in the mine has discovered their presence. Inside the mine, a group of vigilant thieves awaits, including the tamer who has spotted Rain and his comrades through the bird's eyes. The battle commences between the two factions. Tanya neutralizes the thieves' bow and arrow attacks, while the fairy twins effortlessly block their magic assaults. As for the beast tamer, Rain delivers a powerful punch, knocking him to the ground. Rain then summons his secret weapon, a B-class monster he has raised. The Shadow Knight, which Rain struggled to defeat, is merely at sea level. Monsters of this caliber are challenging to tame for humans. Thus, Rain instructs his companions to escort the captured thieves outside the mine while he and Kanade team up to face the monster within. Rain diverts the monster's attention while Kanade stealthily subdues the beast tamer. However, this man proves to be exceptionally stubborn. Even when caught, he adamantly refuses to control the monster and surrender. The monster's relentless attacks threaten to collapse the mine at any moment. Therefore, Rain must take a daring risk and approach the monster unexpectedly. In a remarkably short time, he forcefully establishes a contract with the monster, gaining control over it. Such an occurrence has never been witnessed among beast tamers. Rain's awe-inspiring ability plunges the enemy into madness as they desperately attempt to regain control of the monster, ultimately driving it into a furious rampage. In the end, it is Rain who displays his strength and slays the monster, thus saving the enemy's life. Rain understands all too well the deep-seated hostility between humans and monsters, which cannot be entirely erased through simple taming. Hence, he remains vigilant regarding the movements of the monsters throughout the process. After the battle, Rain interrogates the identity of the thieves. It is revealed that they had purchased weapons from Gantz's shop, only to later discover that they had been deceived by the ordinary weapons sold there. Out of revenge, they came to Gantz's mithril mine to steal the ore. Upon hearing Rain's account, Gantz feels a mix of emotions. He sets a trap to punish those who belittle weapons, realizing only after facing retaliation from his own customers how deeply adventurers resent such actions. Eventually, Gantz finds inspiration and encouragement from Rain. He decides to sell weapons with honesty in the future, committing to meticulously forge each weapon to prevent the production of defective goods. Gantz expresses immense gratitude to Rain and promises to do his best in aiding Rain's quest for an exclusive weapon. Meanwhile, Rain discreetly reveals his special requirements, patiently awaiting the weapon's completion. Rain's group then prepares for a well-deserved vacation. At night, the hero Ariel, having just vanquished a tamer, seeks to recruit a companion before confronting the Demon King. However, none of the interviewees compare to Rain. They can only tame low-level animals like wolves or bears. Having witnessed Rain tame the likes of a cat girl and a dragon girl, Ariel can't help but look down on these ordinary beast tamers. With the task of defeating the Demon King significantly delayed, the priest Mina urges Ariel to lower the recruitment standards, which displeases Ariel. Sensing Ariel's change in demeanor, Mina swiftly changes the topic to diffuse his anger. Once Mina leaves, Ariel contemplates making Rain disappear as he produces an evil ring. Rain could never have anticipated Ariel's narrow-mindedness when he visits the guild to report the thieves' task. The guild's receptionist, Natalie, informs Rain that the thieves have all been stripped of their adventurers' licenses and sentenced to hard labor for their monstrous offenses. While Kanade and Tanya remain asleep at the hotel, the fairy twins console Rain, leaving him with only these two reliable companions. As Rain takes the twins for a stroll, they become enticed by the street food. Having lived in the forest all their lives, they have never tasted the delicacies of the human world. Rain treats each of them to a hot dog, and the twins are instantly captivated by the new experience, devouring the hot dogs in a few large bites. Rain agrees to treat them, along with Kanade and Tanya, to a grand feast next time, knowing their appetites. Satisfied, the fairies engage in a serious conversation with Rain. They inquire if Rain has recently gained any enhancements in his abilities. While Rain's physical powers have been bolstered through his contract with Kanade, and his magical prowess enhanced by the contract with Tanya, signing a contract with the fairies hasn't brought about any significant improvements in his abilities. The twins feel disheartened by Rain's response, as they yearn to be of help to him. Sensing their disappointment, Rain comforts them with his own story. He shares how he was expelled from the heroes' party by Ariel for being too weak, yet that experience did not deter him from becoming strong. Rain emphasizes that the most crucial aspect he seeks in his comrades is not merely strength, but mutual trust. This brings an end to Part 2. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to subscribe our channel, Aniexplainer.